Welcome back to the 2023 Gulf South Conference Football Media Day. We've talked to the coaches and the players who will be playing in the 2023 season, but now it's time to talk to the coordinator of officials, John Smoot. He's been with the Gulf South Conference since 2021. Thank you so very much for joining us. First of all, a lot of people want to know instant replay. It's here, and what can we expect to see from that process?
Yeah, right. We're excited. The conference, the coaches, the institutions have made a strong commitment here to support it. It's all about getting the plays right, and this is a little different than the replay that most fans are used to. We will not be in the booth. The replay will be on the field. The referee on the field will have the sole responsibility of reviewing the plays and making a decision. Targeting will be automatically reviewed. If we call targeting, that goes to automatic review, as it does with the booth game. But the other option is with targeting is that if we don't call it on the field, the coaches have the opportunity to challenge that. And that's different. That's an exception to the Rule 12 that FBS and FCS conferences are utilizing, because in that level, targeting can be called from the booth. But since we don't have a booth, it's not there to call. So the coaches can challenge targeting. The other rule is pretty much the same as it is with the booth game. The coaches can challenge. They get one challenge a game as long as they have a timeout left. If they win that challenge and the play is reversed, they get another challenge. So theoretically, they could have two challenges a game. And again, it's all about getting the plays right. So we're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to seeing how it works for us. And if we take a targeting off of a young student athlete and put him back in the game, then it's worth it.
I hear you. Talk about officiating now in the 21st century. You've added an extra official. You'll have 8 in a crew now for Gulf South Conference games. How important is that, and where will they be located on the field?
Yeah, again, this is another strong commitment from the conference, and we're excited about it as well. These are two major additions to our officiating philosophy this season. And the institutions and the commissioner and the conference have made a strong commitment, not only financially but philosophically. We will go to the center judge. The 8th official will be the center judge back in the offensive backfield with the referee. We will still have our umpire in the traditional umpire position. And we believe that's important, that umpire gets a good look from the offensive line and defensive lines. But he also provides stability to the game. A good umpire communicates with the student athletes in that area of the field and can really help take care of chippiness and that type of thing. So we believe having that umpire is important in that traditional spot. But adding the center judge adds a lot of help for us as well. Traditionally, with the 7-man crew, the offside tackle is a weak spot for us. So now adding that center judge helps us get a good look at that. It also provides more protection for the quarterback. Where in a traditional 7-man game, the referee is responsible for the quarterback, but again, he's on one side. So now we have the center judge on the other side that's going to provide additional protection for that quarterback and additional looks at hits from that side, targeting and those types of things. And lastly, he's really going to help with the pace of the game. The game has changed. It's everybody's playing fast. They want the ball spotted, so the center judge is going to be in a position where he can help us with that speed of that game, getting the ball spotted, being out of the way. And then lastly, he helps with the substitution process. The teams, again, they're going fast. They want to substitute. We've got to allow the defense to match up if the offense substitutes. So the center judge is there to really help with that substitution process as well. So it's win-win-win.
Good. Now, you're looking for more officials, not necessarily at the Gulf South Conference, but we're looking for more officials in general to start their pathway towards the Gulf South Conference. How important is it to have more coaches in the pipeline so you have more coaches to choose from when it comes to choosing a Gulf South Conference official?
Yeah, right. We are very blessed to be in a conference that's very competitive. First off, all of our teams are competitive, so we have an opportunity to get officials in here because they want to come to the Gulf. And the other part of that is we move a lot of officials to other conferences, FCS and FBS. We've probably moved maybe 12 officials to FBS or FCS in the last 2 years. So that's a good thing, bad thing. It's good that we're helping people move up. They want to come work for us because they see themselves moving up through here, but then we have to find the officials to replace them. And it's easy in the golf because people want to come here, but they've got to work, and we've got to see them work. So one of the things that we really like to see is applicants working scrimmage games. And that's something that's got to be done because I'm not going to hire anybody if I don't see them work. I need to see that they can work, and I need to see their athleticism and their judgment. So we really like to get them in our scrimmages in the spring, get them on our applicant list, and then hire them. So with that being said, we've got 5 crews in the golf, 5 8-man crews now. We also keep a supplemental list of about 20 officials that are on our supplemental list, because those supplementals are where we're going to feed the crews from next. You know, we've got right now probably 8 officials on our crews that are on supplemental lists for FBS or FCS programs. Those guys will get a game or two at those upper levels this season. And when they get those games, that fills holes or leaves holes that I have to fill, and those holes come from the supplemental list. So it's a progression. You know, you start out at the lower level, high school, junior high. You move into an NAIA conference, which I also manage and coordinate. And then, you know, you move up through the progression. So it just doesn't happen overnight. It's a commitment to time, but it's a love of the sport that people have, and we feel good about where we're going, moving our people.
An example of that, at Shorter for their spring game, you had 16 officials that went out on their own and were helping out during that spring game. How important is that, and how good does that make you feel when you see 16 guys going up to the northern part of Georgia to help out?
It makes us feel good. First off, you know, obviously Shorter is another one of the programs in the Gulf that we're trying to supply officials for, and we need those applicants at those scrimmages to be seen. So it makes me feel good when we talk about finding officials these days. It's harder. Well, there's still plenty of people that want to work, and to have that many people at a scrimmage where they're not getting paid for it. Some of those people travel multiple hours to come to work with those scrimmage games, and an opportunity. They look at it, they're going to get seen, they're going to get observed because they want to work for us.
For you, how fun is this for you to match up officials, get personalities to work together, look at them, critique them, get them graded, things of that nature? Because when you were telling me you grew up in Lexington, Kentucky, basketball country, but you were a football junkie growing up.
Yeah, I'm a football guy, always have been. But, you know, I spent several years on the field, many in the OVC, and came off the field in the OVC and went to replay. And it was coordinating NAIA conference when the commissioner hired me for the Gulf South, and that's when I retired from the OVC. So to answer your question, with all that being said, I really enjoy seeing our guys move up. I enjoy the training part of it. I enjoy the opportunity to work with officials, to help them improve, to work on mechanics, and really to get them moving up to a different level is great. We've seen a lot of people move up from lower conferences to the Gulf to OVC, FBS, FCS, and we've got officials that have come through the Gulf over the years. I don't know how many because it's hard to keep track of that, but there's been officials that have come through the Gulf there in the NFL or have been in the NFL. So it's nice to see people do well.
All right. Thank you so very much, Mr. Smoot, and good luck to you this season, and replay on, my friend.
Brother. Appreciate you. Have
All
a
right.
great day.
Stay tuned. We'll have more coming up right here at the 2023 Gulf South Conference Football Media Day right here on Flow Sports.